I love how we're like two dudes who are like calling. Yep, ready. Calling. Yep, ready. Just trying to figure out if we're actually gonna do it or not.
What's up, man?
Nothing much. Um, like wanted to get a haircut. Wanna liquidate some cash from some positions. Being a little sluggish, but ironically enough, stuff is still being done slowly, truly slowly. But again, step by step. So I know I could do more. I think that's the only thing. It's like doing one thing is abysmal in this family. Well, not in this family. You know what I mean for success and for in general. It's not bad. It's good progress, but step by step. And plus, we got some things going too. We might have to cut out meat like going half into my brain for my boogers. But
Oh,
yeah,
I gotcha.
JK, JK. But yeah, the point is, it's good. I want to start off this pod today. Obviously, I'm going to ask how you are, but I want to say that it's so fascinating to me how the like besides the knees over toes guy, there's the also I think we should if we mention somebody, right, because we're kind of like a semi-educational platform, I feel like we should just add the links to their channels.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like we mentioned those bodybuilder guys, boom, add them to the thing. You get what I'm saying? So but besides the knees over toes guys, there's this guy who wants to live like 200 years or whatever. You know that guy? He's like super pale, looks like a
I
vampire.
think I do. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like
yeah,
insane routine. Yeah,
yeah, insane routine. But he's got like, but he started when he started at 50. So he's. I'm not. I'm not trying to go in that route, but I am trying to live a more proper life to boost efficiency. When it's my time to go, it's my time to go. But boosting efficiency is very important. And so, bro, I'm gonna write this at the end of the book, but oh, by the way, that was a really cool process too. I'll tell maybe say something about that. But um, food, man, food. If you eat late, bro, your body metabolism composition like this shit fucked up, fucked up. Like, but yeah, we know that eating wrong, unhealthy foods, quote unquote, is wrong because obviously the nutrients that you get in your brain. Holy shit, the information that I said was so mind blowing. You had to fall anyway. Jokes aside, uh, jokes aside, what I'm trying to say is that, like, yeah, obviously with the healthy food and unhealthy food, but the crazy thing is, it's not just that. It's like when you eat, when your body, like when you don't eat for a long enough time, because usually I don't do at least 12 hours. I might not do like 14. That was on the good days, like summer vibes, a lot of sunshine. Oh shit, about the sunshine. We'll also speak on that too. Um, I love how I was like, "Oh, I'm tired," or, "I'm gay, I'm
yeah,
tired," I'm not gonna talk, and then, but so on the food, like when you eat, it's so important because if you don't eat for that long enough period of time, your stuff becomes like a suction. I was gonna say suction cup, but it's like more suction pump. Like you really feel when you aren't eating, and the crazy thing is, like your kislatas, your fucking what is it called acid your body acids they they digest whatever's remained so you're clean and you feel great. Like I've been in those positions like holy shit, why am I
hmm
feeling great? Because you cleaned yourself out. And I think that's what actually jumping 3 million light years ahead, I think that's what Ramadan aims to do. But we're not going to get into that. And um yeah, let me know what you think about it. I'm gonna pull out the book to write notes. So let me know what you think about that.
I've been saying for a while. I think it's kind of like a well-known perspective that a lot of the religious what do we call traditions, they have a health benefit behind them for a reason. I'm very curious to find out how did they know back in the day, right? Because I heard somewhere, for example, that like not eating swine, like pig, right? It's not
Mm-hmm.
really. I heard now, I might be wrong about this, but I've heard that pork is some of the riskiest to eat if it's spoiled or something along those
Mm,
lines. Like it
mm,
spoils quicker, or it's hard to notice if it's spoiled sometimes, or there's some sort of parasite there that's not in chicken or something. No, I could be wrong entirely, but that would make sense why, from a biological perspective, this sort of type of like don't eat pork sort of thing exists. Same kind of like
yeah,
Ramadan is a cleansing mechanism, and we know now in 2024 that fasting is very helpful towards your immune system. But I don't know if they knew it from a medical level back then, but they must have figured it out. Like, oh, when I don't eat, I feel great.
yeah, yeah. Uh, just one sec. I have an amazing thought. By the way, um, I really do think there were probably civilizations before us, before known history. Just doesn't make sense. Like in the short time span of uh let's say progressive history. So that's like from Babylon to now. So that's 8,000 years. We've achieved a lot. Now there's cycles. I'm positive there's cycles. Maybe there's a conscious like passing down of genetics, like, oh shit, I build a rock and it's sharp, to oh shit, look, if you connect these two wires, you get like I think there might be that element like a sea consciousness. Aha, you see what I
Hmm.
did there? Aha. For those who don't know, we were talking about Stalker before we did this shit. Anyway, okay, I don't want to jump from one thought to another, but it's so crazily. But mm,
Hold on, let me just say that this is
yeah,
exactly how our family dinner went. Like we had a dinner yesterday, and
yeah,
Fatih
I
and
saw it
Kanan
was
were
good.
over. Yeah, and everybody's like ADD brained. It just hit me, because I feel like I dissociated for a second behind the table, and I was just looking at
uh,
everybody talk like,
yeah,
humans having
yeah,
conversations, and I was
yeah,
just
yeah.
I was freaking it was a realization. It was a realization because everybody would have about 2 minutes of attention span, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
they would just interrupt the person who is speaking about something else. They were like, and then the person who was speaking was still speaking, but now there's other people here talking about something else.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
I, you know what? I don't know if that's ADD brain. I think that's thinking brain. I think like when you look at Musk is the only example where he like process. Like you give him process, but like you to look at someone who's like a Trump. The guy, like, if you watch the podcasts, like he's got weaves. He calls it weaves. I don't have weaves. I have branches. My shit goes here, there, everywhere, and then it comes back. But then it all comes back, and you're like, "What the fuck? How did you get what?" And I think maybe it's on a genetic level. Who knows? Because it's also why some people say, I mean, I think that's why it's also sometimes hard for people to communicate with other people because you don't know how their perspective on life has been brought up and altered through their own, uh, yeah, through their own, right? Existence and influence. And we don't just, and what I'm saying here is not just influence like, family influence. I do think that it's, in our case, it might be, well, it's crazy because I was going to go on some sorry, Jordan Peterson shit. Well,
You know what's crazy?
uh, oh,
Well,
did you see
know.
the Christ, ADD brain. Did you see him on Kill Tony when he came on a couple of months ago?
I didn't, but he keeps wearing these like super colorful suits. Like the
Amazing
like the
suits.
the man is just
Amazing
full on
suits.
color. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing suits. No, it's all like religious fervor and Christianity.
I just think that when it's like it's lovely to see him fully comfortable right now because a lot of time, especially back in the day, grown serious men wouldn't be wearing super colorful suits, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
And now
yeah,
these
yeah. But
days,
mhm.
the first of
Yep,
all, like our
yep,
society, and secondly, him coming out of
yep.
depression and everything. And it's just lovely to
Hmm.
see him smile, be in a colorful ass suit with meaning to him,
Yeah,
and blah blah blah. And
yeah, yeah.
it's a
Exactly.
lovely thing. Every time I see a picture these days, and I don't really listen to him that much these days, just because
Same.
I have different problems now. Like his stuff is, all of these sort of philosophers and psychologists. there's too many to learn everything. So you got to pick what you need at the moment in life, you
Of
know.
course.
And so right now I don't need his sort of teachings that much because I'm past my obsession with what religion means, and I'm past with my obsession with what pain and hardship and everything means because I'm sort of
Mm-hmm.
past
Mm-hmm.
my big
Yeah.
issues. And Dad sent me something the other day. Is this Kazakh guy that he's been talking about a lot, and I'm sure you've
Oh
heard
yeah,
of
I
him.
love this guy. I love
Yeah.
this guy. No, you know what? No, I'm gonna throw my coin into that fucking pond because Dad keeps on God. Dad was like, because he had that whole Kiyosaki bit. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like the whole
Yeah.
Robert Kiyosaki thing. Anyway, so he had that whole thing, and nobody saw this, but when I was doing this before below, but he was like, yeah, blah blah blah. He's like going on and going like, when I like God, I send me. I'm like, Dad, I bought those books when we were in pain.
Hmm.
You took my books and you read them. He's like, какой ты молодец. Like it like clicked for him. It was like, oh shit. Same thing with Morgan Survive. I watched this shit first. I'm
Oh,
putting
you
my
did?
fucking coin in the pot. I watched this shit first. Okay, nobody can tell me shit, but he like Dad really likes him. He's watched him way more in depth, and that guy's great. Like he was a great. I don't. I mean this in the utmost respect per psychological and spiritual development stepping stone. Like, I had many stones. For me, it's not even stepping stones. For me, I recently been visualizing a pond, not a bolota, but a pond that you could probably drown in like a bolota. Bolota is a swamp. Um, bolota, bolota,
Swamp.
swamp,
Swamp. We should do
swamp,
we should do it
swamp.
in
Yo,
unison.
yeah, yeah. Okay, let's do it. Bolota,
Maota. Swamp.
swamp.
Fuck. We'll figure
No, it's
this one
good.
out. There's a delay, but yeah.
You know what's crazy? We can either add like a stalker thing, or we can add like a Shrek thing. And there's so many. Like this is what I love about like the shorts. The shorts are just it's just shit posts. It's just memes, bro.
Can you
It's
put a
just
pin in that
memes.
for a second? Just on the point
Yeah.
of the Kazakh.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
Nurgulan Sasabayev.
Okay.
Sis- Dad. Okay.
Okay. This person, right? We'll link him. Um, One
Uh-huh.
of the things that
He's
Dad
great.
sent me recently, it had like 5 points of what I should have listened to when I was 5 points that I would have told myself when I was under 25, or I wish I'd learned at under 25. Those points honestly apply for everything for my 30-year-old age as well. And it was something about targeted education, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like being
Mm-hmm.
very targeted in your enlightenment because at first when I like stumbled, and this is to bring back to the original point, when I stumbled across Jordan Peterson back in the day, it resonated with me because of the pain aspect, and I was going through health issues. Um, Now it's like it's been like a decade almost, and I know it's available, but this is kind of like something that I've been trying to understand in my brain, and this guy is really so intelligent. He just put it in like one coherent sentence. Um, there's a pool of knowledge in all the directions, and you can endlessly educate in every direction. And I can self-educate and be a self-psychologist and all that. But I only have a limited amount of time and attention span. So right now I'm trying to only educate myself in the areas that bring me closer towards the goal that I need next. You know?
Yeah.
So I literally like when I see the JP stuff, and this is funny again because not funny per se, but this is interesting again because um I've been sort of coming towards this feeling. And a lot of times when Dad sends me stuff, it's either stuff that I've seen on the internet already or like stuff that I appreciate him sending it to me. But like, yeah, I sort of get the point a lot of times. Other times it's political stuff that I'm sorry, like I can't get involved in right now because, like I was just saying, I'm more interested in other things. This one
Mm.
was so interesting because it came in at the right time, and I've been wanting to find out who this smart ass Kazakh is. And
Yeah.
when I opened that up. This was just yesterday, and it came at just the right time. I wish it came to me years ago, but I was coming to this realization myself. But again, right now I can verbalize it. Right? It's like oh, why don't you know much about politics, whatever. I will. But right now I have a goal and I have specific goals. And
Mm-hmm.
learning a lot about politics right now isn't gonna do anything for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna satisfy me like, oh yeah, like a fake, it's like a dopamine hit except with the brain. You learn something.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like watching a video on the like on YouTube, and I'm very guilty of this. Like an hour documentary about space. Oh, I love trying to understand how the fabric of space-time works. What the fuck is that gonna do for me in this life? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
practical stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So, and but that feels good, like, oh yeah, I'm getting more intelligent, but it's cheap intelligence. It's just like surface level. I'm not really becoming a space
Mm-hmm.
scientist, and it's not helpful to
Mm-hmm.
me. It's literally like a crack hit of intelligence.
I hear you. That's very smart. Um, I want to say the following. So you say it's a short influx of it's like a short hit of it. And I don't want to use the word hit. What I want to add to that is that it's very interesting because this resonates back to the original point on Musk and Trump and our and okay, I'm not trying to be that guy in this context where it's like so I'm not trying to be all crazy like what's it fucking called when you're like snobby whatever you get what I'm saying. Oh, we're so smart. Oh, we're blah blah blah. We're not really, if we were, that God, inshallah. Well, like God willing, we'll
I
see.
believe
But
we
it's not.
can be, but realistically, I know we're not yet.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, it's a lot of effort and it's an action. After planning, I think we love planning so much because we're so good at, I guess, oh, Christ, so good, but we're good at managing. But planning, what not planning, actioning when it comes to oneself. Actioning when it comes to oneself is much harder than actioning when it comes to somebody else. Says whip, right? Like that's the metaphor Dad always gave us. But
Yeah, it's like mental
but I think
gymnastics. We're good at the mental
why?
gymnastics. No, but
What
I
do you
mean like
mean why?
I don't mean mental gymnastics in negative space sense. I
No,
mean
no,
like
no.
we're
Explain your thought. I'm interested.
we're actually well, you said a second ago that we're good at this managing and planning thing. And again, we're
Hmm.
really good at conceptualizing and seeing things in our brain,
Hmm. Hmm.
throughout, comparing things like, a sort of like imagining A/B testing. What if this happened? What if this happened?
Hmm. Hmm.
All the sort of chess thing of like imagining steps ahead. But then we're sitting there at the chessboard being like, I should learn more about chess before I make this move. And, you know, at some point, that's the difficult thing, is because you are going to make, like, I don't know. What do I know? Really, all I know is I've had a couple of mistakes in life. And
Hmm.
if I didn't have those mistakes and I didn't, there's a couple things that I did, right? Like with this, my biggest experience has probably been the lounge, and like the time that I've said, "Yeah, Dad, let's do it." That was a big moment, and then that time that I said, "Okay, everybody's like who is important is fired, and I'm gonna be the manager and everything." Those are decisions, right, that have come out to be unsuccessful. If I didn't make them then, I would have probably still made them in the future, kind of like you were talking with your portfolio, making mistakes with a few thousand versus a few 100,000.
Hmm.
If you don't
Hmm.
make those steps, you're setting yourself up for more mistakes in the future somehow. But making those
Yeah.
steps, you kind of have to make them when, because nobody's ever fully prepared in a sense. So how do you
Definitely.
know? How do you know when if there's no check mark that just lights up and says "Bading, you're fully prepared"? How do you know
Yeah,
when you're
yeah, yeah.
prepared enough? And that's kind of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fucking
definitely.
difficulty.
Yeah, definitely. No, this, I can never, congrats, we give, because I can never, this thought, your thought never leaves my mind. And it's that, and it's said, it's that, um, you never know what the future holds. You oftentimes notice that everything kind of connects. And that actually was written in the Quran too, uh, because it's wise. That's why I think when you see the visions, you move towards them. There's probably a reason. And like you said, at 30, boom, oh, it made sense that I did this and I did that and I worked here and I worked that because now it's a connected thing. Obviously, we can connect it, but it's not scattered. like it can all be implemented into one core criteria. But if you miss out on that time, you missed out on that opportunity. But not just that, you just missed out in general. And I think this is a really good thought process when it comes to no in the Quran it's written like the prophetic, right, the prophetic vision of God. The cool thing is I told Dad about this. I was like, hey, you know what I love? Because this, like in this chapter, I just read this in the chapter that I was reading. And it's so important to stick to some things, especially when it comes to time slots or responsibilities, like just doing them. Let's say going to the gym, doing podcasts on Saturday or whatever, you know. So I told Dad, so in that same chapter, I was like, Dad, I absolutely love this thought. And there's a reason, it's also information from who you get. Is when you start on this journey of getting all this knowledge, you really are kind of shooting into a blind forest your own self. So you're walking in a very, like, it's a forest, it's dark, but you don't see beyond the four trees in front of you. And in that respect, you start poking at shit, you start walking to, and then you're like, oh, this path leads me here, this path leads me there, etc. XYZ. And then eventually you start to get a layout of the forest, and you're like, holy shit, okay, so if I follow that path, I'll go to the diamonds, so to speak, or to the lake. Um, for me, what I found most interesting was that so what I mean by that is that you also start to understand good quality knowledge apart from bad quality knowledge because you delved so much into it, right? And in the context of business, you could use this as experience when somebody tries to sell you an idea, especially now. I'm like, wait, what is this bullshit? Like, wait. You need to answer me this question, this question, this question, and this question. Until you answer these four questions, my money not going into your thing. No, no, no. You know, you got wishful thinking and no criteria. I need criteria. I need that fundamental shit, and then we could go back to a conversation desk. But uh, in this context, a lot of people have a problem, like in our family, from our country, from our little country, because they're a mix of their own language, the Arabic, the Russian, and obviously two more different cultures. So because they're Muslim, they it like for example, when somebody passes away, a mullah comes over and he reads his sermon to acknowledge the passing of someone, or the ascension to uh, the judgment place, right, or the judgment corridor, depends on you know. But the point is, you don't really understand what the fuck he's saying because Arabic isn't your language. You don't know. How are you supposed to be close to God if you don't understand? If you don't feel, if you don't feel like, if you don't, you can feel, but you feeling with the words you speak that come out of you in connection to, like, you resonate fully, wholly, completely. And so what I'm saying here is that the author that I'm reading, there's a reason you would read her work. She has the credentials to she's, I think she's the only female imam to exist, or she's definitely the only female imam in Russia. Now, that title, I think it's quite strict in this respect. It was preserved for males only, and it might be like a not just a tradition but a rule. But it is what it is because she's been acknowledged. She passed away a few years ago. The point I'm trying to make is that you understand why you would agree to read this person and why you wouldn't. It's kind of why I say we should probably add some things like, hey, we're these guys, or we were this, or per the Jake Paul fight, the Paul v Tyson fight. We can't just give him and not give Mike, his credit. So like I trained with Amanda Serrano would be kind of loud. but I train in the same gym. If if you bring this information up to her, and she's like, "Oh yeah, Coach Mike, of course." And I'm still connected to Coach Mike. We talk sometimes. It's fucked up because my wrist. It's such a problem. I was playing. I haven't lost a thought. I haven't lost a thread. Don't worry.
Okay, okay.
But I was playing Metro Exodus, and I really like Exodus way more than 33 and 35 or whatever the other games are because it's much less linear. It's a little more open world. The maps are huge, and you get to see post-apocalyptic Russia. Bro, yes, na Caspian. I'm up north in the Caspian Sea, and it's like dry desert. It's like Afghanistan because they bombed the fuck out of it, and obviously it would be a desert because this has happened throughout history. So it's so cool to see all this shit. And the funniest thing is that they're always like these bandits. They're like, "Уник баба! Баба!" Да. Ну, короче,
Are
the
they
point
like
I'm
the
trying to
ones
make
from
is,
Stalker, the one they just have communicate on their own and stuff?
what do you mean?
Like when you see bandits in Metro, do they have like similar conversations to Stalker guys?
Oh yeah, but it's different to yes, it is, but it's a little weird because it's more like stalker guys are just funny.
They were
Like,
so get да, гопник чисто, like it was so like, ну чё, пацан, побазарим, да, за, да, зажигай, трум, 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 да.
Yeah, no, the zone is amazing, bro. I'm telling you, if you download Anomaly, it's a great. What I like about Anomaly too is that it's not like you're not ты не обязан, you're not required. Like the whole point is they took all the maps, they made it into one game. There's technically no main storyline. There is like four main missions, but the game doesn't finish. It's just what faction do you want to be? How hard do you want this game to
Perfect.
be? You got to repair your weapons. You got to like smoke some Zaza to fight a controller. Like it's really cool like that. You got to take pills. You got to drink, and like I chose Clear Sky. And Clear Sky turned out to be kind of based, but they had mercenary, like they're friends with mercenaries, like per the lore.
Mm-hmm.
And this bummed me out because when I was playing Stalker Call of Pripyat Misery mod, the reason why I started loving these games, I love killing the mercs. Like the thing I love doing the most is hunting. Like I would sit on a bridge like 2,000 meters up with a fucking like a Muffin gun from 1940 fucking four, and it's missed fuck missed fuck.
And the bullets drop like crazy in that game too.
Yeah, and yeah, definitely. And so that was really cool. But I'm in the fucking my base is at the down at the corners of the maps. I'm thinking of like and just so you understand, like Pripyat in the CIS, right? The Chernobylsk stances right here. I'm right here. This is like 8 different section maps that you have to go through. Like there's no cars. Oh Christ, no fast travel. But that's where Gamma comes in. Gamma actually, I guess, has that type of shit. Okay, so the point I'm trying to make, if you have a thought or something, because I'm already the weave is gone.
No. I just about the game. It's not really important, but they did have fast travel. You could talk to a certain guy, and he would lead you. Remember?
Yeah. You're right.
Once you discover the location, yeah. But not in the first game. I don't think they had that in the Chernobyl game, which to me is the most endearing one, because Clear Sky was great, but it was buggy. And buggy in a way where you couldn't pass a mission because it was marked as like incomplete when it was like seriously buggy. Pripyat fixed all the bugs and made it a little more action and made the zones smaller and fully open world. Or like 3 big sections, I think, but they were like open world. Chernobyl had smaller sections, and then you would like the game would just load in the middle of the road, if you remember, and boom, you enter a different section.
Yeah.
But that game, for some reason, has the most. It feels like the most depressing. Like Pripyat was, everything's luscious and there's ponds and lakes and like these fire anomalies. It was cool. It was cool, and there was so many different little settlements and towns and everything. And Clear Sky, you started in like it's not swamps, but it's like how do you describe this? You know, like you remember, it's like water, but with like
No,
grass straight out of it. Yeah, like
yeah, no. It's officially called the swamps, but it's not the swamps like where the blood.
it's
It's not as
yeah,
threatening. It's
yeah. It's
not
not
as
like
threatening.
green swamps. It's just like
Yeah,
blue water swamps. So
it's like ponds next to a river with
yeah,
like
grass and
commercial.
stuff.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
commercial and
yeah.
stuff. Exactly. But it just felt kind of way more positive. You literally started off the game,
Yeah,
and the sun was shining, and it would reflect off the water,
yeah,
and I remember all that.
yeah.
Fucking Chernobyl was just like you just start
Dark.
in the middle of like a rainy day in the middle of a village with like three people by a campfire drinking vodka, and they're like, "Go!" You're just like, "Ah, what do I do?" And everywhere you go, it just gets grayer, darker, and rainier. You know.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So I just love
No,
the
that's
atmosphere.
no, definitely. No, the Stalker games, the Stalker atmosphere is definitely something absolutely unique, and that's why I really like the Misery mod. Misery mod is they took Call of Pripyat and they made it like super. You know, your weapons jam, you need all this shit, but it's only for Pripyat.
Survival, pretty much.
Survival, yeah, definitely. Like an anomaly blows up, you're like, holy fuck, I'm like 5 kilometers away from I guess I'm gonna die, you know, it's just fucking I guess I'm gonna or whatever. Or you have to like crawl into a hole in the only hole you find just to survive. Anyway, but what I liked about Misery Mod, I'll never forget the first time I played it, I chose like a Spetsnaz sniper class or like a sniper class, I don't remember. Because I think the Spetsnaz is a sniper. Bro, it spawned me next to the layer, like the bloodsuckers are here, the snorks are here. It spawns me next to the biggest balota there is. Rain, lightning, dark, hard. Your rifle's shit. Good luck, and you get killed by a fucking like You just I don't remember what I got killed by. I think it was like one of those pig things, which
Yo,
is
the
like
pig things.
the most basic fucking monster, you know, like
uh,
he's ridiculous. At this point, I've gotten so good at Stalker. I'll jump to the side when he's trying to attack and I'll stab him with a fucking knife. I'm not wasting bullets on him. I'm gonna
yeah,
stab him.
man. You
Yeah.
know, I think also the reason I love the first one so much is because the introduction of the bloodsucker. Like that's a crazy creature that I've never like fought in any other game before.
Mhm.
You know, like
Yeah.
I've never had an invisible motherfucker trying to kill you. Like, you know, just and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
all
And
over
he
them.
can
It's
grab
not
you.
and it's not even a boss. That's what was the thing. Like it's not a boss at the end of a level and then you get super merch. It's just a normal piece of shit that will kill you any moment of any day, anywhere.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No, that's why I definitely love the Stalker series. I think, and this is why I really like the Metro also right now, because the first two games for the Metro it didn't resonate too much with me because it's like a shot of fucking like a rat abomination and with a shotgun at 2 meter range and it didn't die. I didn't get that. But now what I really like with the Exodus is that no, like dude, the stopping power of an AK-47 round to the dome of an opponent. Holy shit, I could feel it through the computer. It was crazy. Like the gunplay, super realistic. The world, you know, I love Russia, so I love the Prostore. I love all that like nature shit. It's just so beautiful, and you're just like, holy fuck. Um,
Stare
but
Kamazy.
yes, but
Like the old
Sarek
Zaporozhce and Kamazy, yeah.
Man, but I wanted to give some props to this. I forgot what I was saying though. To what I was saying is, huh?
Well, how the hell did we
Oh,
jump
the
on
blood.
Stalker?
Wait. I'll get to that. I
Okay,
love how
okay.
we did though, because I think for a week we've been wanting to talk
Yeah.
about games. Uh, I love how it's like the Quran, education, enlightenment, and fucking games.
hmm
But games are an art form. In my humble opinion, games are an art form. Like, oh, this is great. We're deep in the waters. You know what I'm saying? It's like that meme. You remember that old ass Vine? I'm not a big Vine guy. It's not like sitting in a peaceful place in my brain where I was like, you're like, what? I'm alone. It's like, no, I don't like racist jokes. Leave me the fuck alone.
I missed
So,
Vine somehow.
um,
I barely even went on it. It like appeared and disappeared in the time when I was just like too busy with something else. I swear. Like I never
mm,
made a Vine or I never even downloaded the app. I just know that Logan Paul
Mm,
posted the dead person on Vine. That's all.
mm,
I mean, it's like
yeah.
it's humorous in how retarded that is. That's all.
No, definitely, definitely, definitely. But oh
Yo,
my God,
okay, can we
at
can
the
we
end
can
of,
we Logan Paul to Jake Paul real quick for a second?
yes,
Can
at
we
the end
Logan?
of the Mike Tyson fight, at the end of the Mike Tyson fight, Mike's like, they ask him like, "Hey, so is this your last fight?" He's like, "No, it's not my last fight." But the crazy thing is, the guy, like, listen, first of all, full disclosure, I was gonna put this in a reaction video and separately post it to our channel, but I think this in particular, I wanted to talk about here. Um, I've fought with really competitive fighters. I've trained with professionals, semi-professional, like professionals, competing amateurs, champions in that respect. I mean, uh, so I got especially after moving to Russia and fighting these Russian guys. Holy shit! Because some of the flaws that I saw with the Jake Paul fight in him per 4 years of boxing, I don't know if it's genetics. I don't know if it's genetics, but there's some ginormous flaws. And I know if he went to Russia and he trained with the guys that I trained with, bro, in 3 months' time, he would be a fucking insane boxer with the money that he's been spending on this shit. It's crazy. Like, it just feels like in the realm of boxing, he's made like 20% progress. I was expecting 80, bro, with
Yeah,
millions of bucks and 4 years of
listen,
education.
I don't know nothing. I know enough as a casual what observer. You know what I mean? As not somebody who's in the sport, but as a casual observer. Over the last 2 days, these crazy fights have happened. Two crazy fights. Okay, so obviously that, and then we had
Okay,
Stipe
so go.
versus Fat John. And hold on a second. Hold
Dude,
on.
fucking
Yo,
yeah,
can I
yeah.
get back?
I didn't watch that, but talk to me.
I have certain disdain for John Jones. Okay, I just don't want to forget my
Oh,
previous.
well, yeah, like we don't know.
Yeah,
Like we
no, but
don't know.
just before my previous point. Okay, so before I forget, so um, Jake Paul gets endless respect from me compared to Logan Paul. Logan Paul, as we know, he's the older brother, right? And he's supposed to be, not, I'm not trying to say that, oh, I'm always an example to you, right? But you're supposed to at
Mm-hmm,
least try. You know what I mean? Like,
mm-hmm,
okay, I'm
mm-hmm,
not, I hope you make 10 times more money than me. I hope you do 10 times better than me and everything. But I should at least try to at least,
mm-hmm.
attempt to, I wouldn't say be smarter, because that's like, I want you to be smarter too, but like, at least not be a dumbass retard compared to your brother. You know what I mean? Just be respectable,
Yeah,
goddammit. And so,
yeah.
with the shit that falls out of Logan Paul's face, like I clicked do not show me, not interested, do not show me on every clip at this point. I don't want to see that dumb shit. Because when I see a
Mm-hmm,
30-year-old man with so much money and supposedly experience in life and everything, just the dumb shit that falls out of his mouth, right? Whatever, pause on that. Um, Jake Paul gets endless respect from me, comparatively speaking, because for many years now, all I see is him trying to do boxing and bringing up other boxers, and not for
yeah,
nothing, I'm in the camp that totally agrees that Amanda Serrano is great, but she wouldn't have had half the money she has right now if she didn't jump on this whole
sure.
MVP thing.
Of course,
So good
of
for her,
course.
good for everybody. Now people type in the comments, "Oh, Amanda Serrano is crazy. They wouldn't even know who she is," right? So I have massive respect for
Yeah,
Jake Paul. However, right? However, Mike Tyson is a formidable opponent for anybody. Mike Tyson will kill me, might kill you. I don't know, probably not. You're actually a boxer, but you know what I'm saying? Like even the way that his old ass moved up there, a normal
yeah.
person would get killed as fuck, right?
Holy shit, was he
Right.
good in the first round?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, it
my
was moving and
God.
everything. But then as soon as you hit an old guy in the head, that's it. You
Yeah.
remember after that first one, he was discombobulated for the next 10 minutes.
The worst part is that it was also like a sidestep weak jab. So the jab that he did, what really got him off, disoriented him, was boom, boom.
It
But
was
this
the
is ridiculous
follow-up,
because
right?
this boom, boom, yeah, no, but even if it's a follow up, the boom, boom is not. It's not. How do I explain this? Sidestep punch, punch because I'm here. There's not a lot of physical force that I could, but I could do a hook. If I
No,
could do a
yeah.
hook here, like
This
this,
doesn't
that's
it
a different
that's
question.
exactly what I'm
But
saying. It doesn't matter to the old person because the old person needs just a little bit to get thrown off balance and then game's over. Like his first little weak thing, just because it got through, it shook Mike off balance a little bit. The second one, while he was not recovered from the first off balance, that's it. It was like
Mm-hmm.
it was a different Mike Tyson after those two
Oh
tiny
no,
weak
2 rounds.
jabs. Two rounds and those couple weak jabs. After that, every round he came back for about 10 seconds, 8 seconds, and then he died again. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? He literally just had a
yeah,
burst in the
definitely,
beginning.
definitely. No, absolutely. You have more thoughts? You have more thoughts?
Just a little bit more. Yeah, I think that on average, I'm upset that this happened. I was so hyped up.
Everybody is. I think everybody is. Man. I
I'm
think
so
like everybody was like, like the whole thing was like, this is going to be so good for boxing. We have so many new fans. In reality, like, oh,
I swear to God,
we
bro.
actually.
This I was like, we have a work chat, right? A work chat for my Fox, for
Okay.
my, and not for my buddies in Discord. I mean my official work chat with my boss and everything. So
No,
there's
no.
12 people in that chat, and for 4 hours we've been back and forth. I was like, no, Mike Tyson's not gonna gas out. Mike Tyson's not gonna gas out. I'm just silent now. Okay, I have no more opinions on sports anymore. So it was,
Yeah.
but I had my the reasoning for this. I understand that the Roy Jones fight was 5 years ago and it was an exhibition, but just cardio wise, I felt like Mike Tyson did great. Remember in,
Yeah.
in 18 with Roy Jones? So I didn't expect him to
Definitely.
gas that crazy. I mean, granted, Jake Paul was, pretty huge and whatever. Dude, it hit me after the fight. I'm always like, no, nothing can be fixed. Nothing can be fixed. It hit me after the fight. How is it normal that Jake Paul, the man who owns the promotion, is promoting the fights and winning them? It's like if
Oh, I
Dana
see what
White
you're saying.
came out there and just started like slapping people and they went started getting knocked out, and he was like, yeah, Dana White promotions.
Maybe. Maybe, but Jake does it. He does it Hitra. He does it very like cunningly. There was a podcast clip between. I think it wasn't even a podcast clip. It was just like a short interview, like those fight interviews. Those fight guys. They walk and they're like, and it was him and his brother, and they asked him like, "Hey, by the way, like crazy, the whole world's talking about it. So definitely, you might have fucked up and disrespected God and everything else when you fucking posted a dead Christ. But at the end of the day, we're all talking about your brother. So at least you've done something good in life. Now, now the thing is, well, don't get too deep on it, Bled. We have
I'm
a
not,
different path.
I'm not. Yeah, okay, good point.
Totally
But I'm
fun.
also like,
Totally.
I immediately have like five different thoughts. Yeah, but like, they're just a quick point that I don't hate Logan Paul. Period. I don't really hate anybody except for maybe a couple of people who I
Well, I
know
don't
as
think we give a
scumbags.
shit enough to
Yeah,
hate. Yeah.
I do dislike him, but not for the. I like to joke around that, oh, this doofus that posted a dead person hanging, but I don't really judge people for what they've done when they were like, what was he like, 10 years ago, 15 years ago? You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
really.
like yeah. No, when you even look at my context of my situation, the shit I did, retarded. No, it was retarded. Like, because I know that those 5 minutes of decision making, which forced me to be on that bench, so to speak. So
Yeah,
yeah, like
yeah,
that I know.
yeah. And by the way, oh my God, hate jumping topics, but this Kazakh guy, again, something I've only listened to one 10-minute video of this Kazakh guy where he went through like five different points. But he just said like I think his last point was you got to calculate which decisions are not irreversible. Like
Right.
when you take risks in life and you go, I'll take this risk. Sit down and think, is it an irreversible decision? If everything goes bad, could
No,
you ever not reverse it? That's like a
holy fucking
mind
shit.
fuck of a thought.
Nah,
Yeah,
no, he's a godsend. Inshallah, I really do think this guy's great. But on the ball thing, right? So here's the thing. This is what I want to say. Fighting an old guy. So here's the thing. I beat the fuck. No, no. That's how
well,
it
you wanna
sounds.
you wanna be Jake Paul? I'll be Mike Tyson.
No. That's a great accent though, but no, that's not what I want to say. So I've trained in the gym with a lot of competent fighters. Dudes that professional dudes look at. First of all, obviously the professionals. We're not considering the professional. Second, not just boxing actually, let me put it this way. Obviously, boxing, and this, no disrespect to the guys, they're really good. They have a different sport, and it has different merits. But the bare knuckle fighting guys too, because they train in boxing before they go out in bare knuckle. It's a different sport in bare knuckle. It's more knockout T, and so it's a little more wild, and it's a little less technique. Well, maybe not even a little less. But those guys, these guys, like I said, the quote unquote semi-professionals, the amateur champions, ringside, Golden Gloves, Kamayas, all these other guys, love these guys. And I've trained with guys who've trained since they were like 2, 3, 5. They're 35 or something, or they trained since they were 2, 3, 5 and 25 or something, or they're 2, 3, 5 and 52, for example. Now these guys, like the first two examples, this group of people, but I have two people in mind right now. Actually one in mind. This guy, right? Like I've trained with dudes that they like professionals look at them and they say he would have easily taken Kamayas if he ever decided to actually
Apply.
fight professionally. No, fight professionally. Just all he has to do is go compete and he'd win.
Okay.
But he doesn't want them. And ironically, he's in a super, for his age, at his age, because we're not basically, so we're approximately the same age.
You say he's in good shape. I'm gonna say he's taking performance-enhancing drugs, and that's why he can't compete in the drug-tasted league.
No, it's not that. No. He's essentially almost a KGB guy. He's a detective of the main Moscow region, so of the center of Moscow. That's where all the money is. That's where all the things. At his age, to be the Glavny detective. Holy fucking shit. All this dude, I remember when I first met him, I don't know how it's now. All this dude used to do was read 2 books a day, listen to some shit, and then fight, and then go work. Like this, props to him. This is great. And
all right, no disrespect, no disrespect. I take my words back.
Yeah, you better fucking. You come through. But here's the thing. Jokes aside, so I want to say about the old guy. Mike is a really bad situation, unfortunately. Example, because he's great when he's Mike. Oh, by the way, they also the thing I was saying about the video with the fight guys recording Logan and both Jake, their logic, like their thesis, which I have applied. Like for example, a thesis for a business, what you are, what you do, etc. In my case, in their case, thesis for their boxing business is dicey fights and not dicey fights. Tyron Woodley, no, was it Tyron? Yeah, Tyron Woodley was not a dicey fight, right? Because there's no risk, and so it's weird, right? He's a promoter, but at the same time, it's his logic. He doesn't choose dicey fights, except for that.
I think Mike Perry was his most dangerous fight. Not even Tommy Fury, but I think Mike Perry was his most, honestly, like the closest shit I've seen it. I think, I think he did, but I still have some sort of feeling for some reason that it was like a troublesome fight for him. But that's what I mean. He knocks everybody out. Like that's, and I actually don't think it's fixed in that sense. I just feel like it's just like a shit show. It's like I don't think it's fixed. Like, oh, Mike Tyson gets paid money to drop. I just feel like there's no possible way that anybody expects Mike to win, but they're just like, come on, Mike, $40 million. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever. Like,
you know what's crazy? I hear what you're saying, but it's so ridiculous because in Russia, I swear to God, our mom's a walking TV machine, right? She consumes the information and she has to tell the whole family because we die without knowing what Pony Princess from fucking the Russian whatever. So how could we possibly? Oh my God, she wore pink. Vagiv, she wore pink. Christ Almighty, that's so important. That's so important. Anyway,
well, don't make her feel stupid though. You know what I mean? Just like don't say that. Yeah, but I feel you.
I don't make her feel stupid in the news thing, but it's so funny because we don't try. But she's straight up. She's like, Rufat, how do I forward an email? I'm like, what the fuck? What?
You have to, you have to give her tough love in that moment. You have to be like, Mom, you're not 85 years old yet. You can do this.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I do that because she's a little used to that. Like, oh, ну я почему родила детей? They're here to help me. It's like, mom, you look at Grand. No disrespect. Grand actually holds her own really well, but you know
Yo,
some
yeah.
shit with some shit with like the phone. Oh, even that she's adapted to.
No,
Like
she's
she
great at
talks
it.
to her.
Porn. She's 93 years old, and I've been talking to her on video for like
Oh
10
shit,
years. You know, she's very good at the technology, honestly. Like she has confusion when it comes to touchscreen buttons. I think because she doesn't see clearly. So I'm like, click
yeah,
the icon, and she's like, where? You know, I'm like the
yeah.
one that looks like a little video camera.
Yeah. You know, we taught her to use YouTube, but she only thinks YouTube is for orchidea, not no other plant. Orchidea
I
only.
I
I'm
don't
like,
even know
Grandma.
how to describe to her. I guess you gotta tell her that it's a magical, endless encyclopedia of any
Yeah,
topic.
that's a great. Wow, that's so smart. Tell her that next time. That's actually a great. That's a great. She'd understand that.
Literally any
But
topic. What are furries?
yeah, what a first.
Кто такие
Oh my god. No,
квадроберы?
you know what I just remembered? Oh my god, you know what I just remembered? I'm not gonna get into this deep political topic. But it's so crazy because there are some moments here in Russia where you look at them and you're like, holy shit, блядь. Like we all know we who want to move to a different, like, you don't want to be in that, like, in that in that world of like old perception or whatever, right? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Especially when the world moves, you know? Um, but the further you go away from the center, the more fucking ridiculous it is at times with respect to the ruling uh, government. You know, obviously they have their own moments when not, and what I mean by that is that they like interpret life through, no, blядь, I have the power. You know, it's like I'm here sitting on. No, blядь, we fucking chose you. You got checked off by the president. No fucking. And so it's really cool to see that some of these guys, because we have fucking phones and Telegram now, we could just be like,
Hmm.
holy shit, this guy called everybody a fucking retard. And he said that they're all swine.
Yeah.
Oh, what do
And
you
he
know?
says
2 days
you work,
later,
and he says I'm boys with who? You know what I mean? Yeah, like
yeah,
back in the day, you
yeah.
can't really
Or
do it.
or 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 he's like, you work for me, or like visual. And at the end of the day, what happens? Oh, look at that. 2 days later, or 2 weeks later, like 2 days later, he's off the post. Sure, he's a fucking fire. That's progress. That's shut up.
I think so,
But
yeah.
But there was this moment where like Russia doesn't get furries right now, and I don't think it will. And
Well,
I
hold
think
on.
maybe that's.
Don't you have child furries now? The quadrobery нахуй?
Oh my god! Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So this girl in a cafe, probably from a rich family, because this is where I think,
On a
like,
leash.
again. Well, fuck that. But like, fuck that. Like, Christ, that even that. But listen, the point I'm trying to make is these, like, the idea of furries in a country that pays you a considered good salary of, like, a salary that's considered good is $1,500 a month, $1,000 even
Okay.
so. So you would have to come from a good family to even give a fuck about being a furry. No offense, but you would. Like, when you fucking, блядь, гречку где-то купить, you don't give a fuck about, oh, my ears
Right.
look
Mom,
cool.
can I get a tail?
Exactly.
Like,
Shove it up your ass. What
yeah,
that go, блядь, за ебал.
yeah. If it comes off of a chicken that you just killed because we got no food, maybe, you know.
Yeah, definitely. No, like in the bedroom, like, if you want to play, but still, it's like in so this bitch, so like imagine I'm a governor or whatever, some government official. I'm just eating food with my wife. And so this fucking girl in a furry dress just jumps at him and fucking, like, like, attacks him. And this hits not national, this hits like national news or some shit. Because, and I quote, the guy goes, I fucking can't make this up. She had I fucking can't make this. She had so much anger in her eyes. I was threatened for my life. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, you retard. She's just a fucking
Child.
cosplayer. What the
Yeah.
fuck
To
are
be
you
fair, yeah.
on?
They're gonna go, yeah, you know what? That's like when gay people in the 90s were like, oh, the devil possessed them. You know?
No. Oh, you didn't even know. What's
So,
that? I don't know about this.
well, I don't, I'm only telling you from the perspective of a literally like a 5, 7, 9 year old, you know, in the 90s, however old I was, up to like 7 years old. But like when I would visit grandma or whoever, um,
Oh, you mean,
бабушки like that would сидели и сплетничали like on the bench. Not our
of
grandma.
course, of
Thank. She
course.
was all. By the way, shout out to our grandmother for always being classy. I've never seen her fucking sit there and gossip with like other, she's always just productive in her garden, whatever. No gossip. No gossip, grandma. That should be her like her fighting name. Then, no gossip. I'll cut this out.
No, no, no. We started a fucking fight club between her and the local grandmas in that fucking village. Introducing no gossip grandma, no fucking bullshit. This fight.
No, for real.
Yo,
For
bro, she kicked the fuck out of them. She
the
loves to kick.
but the people though, they would like you would see like a lesbian couple walk past or somebody, and as a kid, I was like, I didn't really fully
Wow,
get.
that's so rare
I
in
was like,
that village.
well, and yeah, and I would be like, oh, well, actually, I'm gonna tell you what. When we were kids, we would joke about that town where she lives as the demographic center of Russia. Like our cousins, who's like our cousins that live not far from
Yeah,
you, and uh, and myself, we were like, oh, this is like the demographic center because soon like high schoolers would have babies, people would just like it was like crazy.
yeah,
It was trashy as hell back then there, trashy as hell.
yeah, definitely.
And then like somebody would two girls who walked past would like holding hands, and the grandmas would be like, the devil possessed.
Hey, but
That's what I'm
that
getting to.
town,
Yeah.
holy fucking shit, bro! I was so shocked. We rode through the center. Now we also have like a spare living space there, and your boy is trying to be an entrepreneur. So I'm like, fuck it, let me move in there because I mean, we live in Ukraine. We live between like three fucking forests. Coyotes and wolves howl in the night, from time to time. It's really beautiful. I've been in. I've actually went to that river. I went to that
Ah,
river because I've swam in the cleanest river in the Russian Federation, or one of, at least in the European part. This isn't this is probably the murkiest one. But I was in that river, and so I was like, "Fuck it, let me just," So I was walking, jogging, whatever I was doing,
did
boxing.
you
Oh,
just
by
go
the way,
straight? Did you just go straight
no,
out the house all the way down past the большие
yeah,
качели at the end and everything?
basically,
Yeah.
yep, yeah, basically,
Oh, they're
basically,
still
basically.
there.
But
I love them.
what's crazy? Basically, where the lotki are, where it's like
Лодки,
the
yeah,
key.
качели.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy because there's some shit that's been um отремонтировано, so repaired, repaired. But that place is still like it's still got the buste of Lenin in the like in the forest
Mm-hmm.
park. It's still got the Soviet sigils and everything. Now, shout out there's a like every village every time has like a dom culture, and actually this one should be, maybe, don't know, cut out, but like I'm saying, like those things have been kind of cleaned up, and it's way better. Like there's a pitorishka and shit, and like you remember these
Mm-hmm.
days when we didn't have a pitorishka here in Moscow where we lived.
Oh no, yeah,
Where
for sure.
we have an apartment. I think that's better to phrase it. Um, Sorry, that was me rambling to myself. Post production, fuck, fuck. Jokes aside, about that, like uh about that time when we grew up in. I mean, again, you grew up in even like a more Chernobyl time, right? Shout out to the Stalker games. It's throwback. I
That's
mean,
what it makes me feel
um,
like. You just hit the nail on the head. Thank you. Being in Stalker, Chernobyl makes me feel like I'm in Alexin as a kid. And back
mm,
in the day, that was the only few years and like months of my life when I'd be in Alexin that I would still be part of the old school way of living, where grandmother would allow me to just go outside and hang out with kids. And I would just be
right,
randomly walking around with залезли во враг, вылезли, там, like I got into shit. Like somebody got a dog and I held that little puppy and I dropped him and they almost beat me up for it. I have like core memories from it, you know what I mean?
really,
Yeah. Puppy was fine, but like I was only used to cats as a child, and cats fucking flip and they land on their feet. And this motherfucker, I was holding him like 2 feet up in the air, and the puppy just went face planted. He was fine afterwards. I mean, we made up as friends, but yeah.
holy shit,
You remember
yeah.
we were almost
Okay.
jumped back then when you were a tiny kid, or no? Because I was approached and
Uh,
somebody was like, "Yo, what's up with the long hair?" And I was like, "Yo, Rafat, go home, go home, go home." But somehow they squashed it.
no,
Yeah.
no, I actually don't remember. How old were you? How old? Sorry.
You were still like tiny, like 2 years old. We went.
Damn. Yeah, shout
Yeah.
out. That's changed now. There's a Magnet now. All the small stores that used to sell like a la Bionicles and nails and shit, they're closed. Like those Budki, those Soviet
Hmm.
closed. No, it's
Yo,
really interesting.
you
But
jumped.
I want to say,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, no, no, please, please, please.
So we jumped on Alexin from what? What we jump on Alexin from?
Um, I remember the original thought. I remember the very, very original thought. But it's flowing well. What do you want to talk about?
Oh, I just felt like I lost the trail of thought as well. But um, I guess maybe half an hour ago. Can I just? Okay, this is kind of going to be different. Unless you have anything to say on this topic, I can
Oh, we
switch
were talking
topics.
about the boxing fight. We were talking about the boxing fight. I remember now.
Right. I have certain disdain for John Jones. Okay,
Oh
and
yeah, 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 yeah.
here's
Oh wait, can I finish then in
yeah
that
yeah yeah
case about so we can wrap up about
yeah yeah.
the town. So again, that's been a little bit. So I mean, again, Vagiv, we have a fucking Wildberries, a Zone Postamat place. A Zone is a pickup like Amazon place. We have Pitorachka. It's clean and shit because they have standards for each store
Hmm.
that must be abided strictly. It's not like Perikryostik where you walk in and and this fucking threw me off too because you don't see this in some certain places. It's like big box, cardboard box, ginormous cardboard box, like ginormous potatoes, 29.99 rubles, like I don't know a kilogram. You're like, what the fuck? And they're dirty, and you could see that there was like a medvedka that ate through it, and you're like, you want me to buy that? Uh-huh. Anyway, but there's like a lot of these places. But what I'm saying is, and so even that town, that small ass town with the millions of cats and dogs, and just a Direni in generally speaking, because it's all like stretched. It's literally like the Stalker games. It's like there's like one ginormous highway that connects, not highway, but road that connects two
Yeah.
different parts of the city. Um, Even that's been a little bit restored. The only thing but there's still a lot of the Soviet shit. And one of those things is, for example, that buste of Lenin and the Siju and whatever in that forest park. But I'm going to wrap it up with these two thoughts. Oh, I went into that river, super murky ass river, but very beautiful place. By the way, it's very interesting because wow, I never thought it's like the things that you don't see. Um, I was walking down a road where I was jogging, and at one point that road just stopped. And there was technically like somebody made like a ну как бы типа избушку up on a village, and it had like a little like viewpoint, and then something else, and it wasn't like far away. It was literally like it's still in the parameters of the town, but you're just like holy shit. So cars have not touched this road so much so that the road is gone.
Hmm.
Like it just stops at one point. It just stops at one point. You look what the fuck. You need a внедорожник to be like a fucking jeep. But I went into that river, and I wasn't really feeling it like swimming in it. It's not that horrendous, but I'm positive it goes like this. I'm just positive it goes like it's like super deep in the center, and then whatever. And it's pretty wide. So I was just standing there. I took off my undies. It was funny because like, oh no, my undies. I was thinking about that too, going in nude, but no, I was like, fuck it. I was just took off my clothes, standing there in my underwear, my fucking American underwear. No, like American brands.
Mm.
And the funny thing is, it's cool because on the other, like, there's two kamushri that are like shielding the vision of these two other people, a woman and a man chilling. And I cross because I like this adventurous like forest shit. I cross this little barrier with the riechka, like a little struya, and I pop up, and there's like a man and his woman like something. I walk out as if like I entered somebody's like own
Bedroom.
space. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, hey, bye. Literally left, went on the other flash. And so I was standing there, and it's just so funny because there's like fucking what flies and whatever the fuck flying around, and I just put my hello. Don't get in the comment. Oh Christ! Now I have to edit this out. You
It's
feel
okay.
bad about
Listen,
yourself?
I just wanted to say, Elena, come here. I keep wanting to call you. Let me see you for a second. We're gonna cut you out of the video. That's my shirt too.
Yeah, I saw him.
That's Bronx Zoo shirt, or what is that shirt from?
Niagara Falls.
Ah,
Over
Niagara.
there.
What? What? But почему попугаи на Niagara Falls? But okay. Hey, so let's finish. Rufat, let's give it another 10 minutes, you and I, because then I'll go to the gym and it's getting to like 4:35
Ciao.
p.m. here.
Okay, no problem.
Elena, I love you. I'll call you.
Okay. Man, this was. I mean, we
Okay,
could technically.
John Jones. Let me
Yeah.
just do
Go
2 minutes
go
on
ahead.
John Jones, and then you
Wait,
pick.
wait, 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 no. Yes, now we have to fucking. Point is, I was in the center of that city, of that little town, and Christ, bro, people are actually going out, like 200 people, families, young kids, young kids, younger than our sister, and they're all fucking just chilling in the center square, playing around, going to like not art things, but it's like it's built in an art way, so it's like been fully constructed. But she's back from work.
I'm sorry, I forgot my headband. Okay, bye.
No, bye. It's like we're doing class. Like I get it. It's like a park of things to do. I kind of, you know what I mean? No.
No. It's the center of of the town that used to be in. I don't remember. I don't. It was so gray. I don't remember what it was.
No, I remember. I know what you mean because I visited our grandmother a couple years ago, and by then
Right.
they have already
Right.
renovated it. And the bus that I took was to the center of the city, and then to grandma. I didn't take that
Yeah.
bus that stops by the construction plant, the Kirpichny.
Yeah.
I took the bus that goes into the center, whatever. And then it was like it had a park. It said the city name with this like nice font on the thing with the lights.
Right.
Yeah.
There's like kids walking around. There's like kids like
Yeah, like a
mini
trampoline
kids.
and moroshne. It's like, yeah.
And like people want to be chilling there. It's so crazy. Anyway,
I mean,
yes. Now finally, John.
okay. My biggest concern right now, and like my biggest thing about John Jones right now is first of all, I'll never look past the woman beating, the slapping, because he has a history, in my opinion, that is not a dignifying history. Like I can say, yeah, he's gonna beat everybody's ass, but he's a terrible man. He's a terrible example of a man. After how many police reports and domestic abuse court cases do we say, yeah, he might be actually beating his wife? You know what I mean? So I'm extremely unhappy with him as a man. Nobody cares, but I have my own opinion. But my gripe with this particular bullshit yesterday is something different. For 400 years, for 4 years, right? John Jones has been saying, yo, I can't fight this guy because I'm bulking up. I can't fight this guy because I'm bulking up. I can't fight. I'm getting into heavyweight. I'm bulking up.
He pushed it off for. Yep. Okay.
He pushed it off to avoid Aspinall and fight Stipe again when he can and whatever, however the fuck, whatever. I don't know. He kept pushing. Bro, I've been around different people. I've been around 5 foot tall people, 6.5 foot tall people. No, not to be like that guy, but I have been involved in fitness stuff for a decade now or more. Like extremely involved, like as passionate as I was about music one day, and like I love this shit, and I love the training process, and I love the self-improvement process, and the pain and everything. 4 years, this motherfucker comes out with a little chub on his stomach. That's all. So like he posted a couple of shitty videos of him doing very bad form bench, very bad form ego squats. Like, bro, sink your squats, man. You're an athlete. You should sit to the ground. Like, not even quarter rep squats with way too much weight because your ego is so fucking inflated that you can't fucking just pull off a couple plates. Pull off a couple plates. Like, people do this shit and then they don't make any gains. They get overly tired and they say, okay, fuck it. I'll just get the extra 20 pounds from eating cheesecake. So for 4 years, we've had nothing really develop in the heavyweight division because we've been waiting for the GOAT while he's bulking up. And he didn't even hit the fucking gym. I've seen people who are dedicated. Like the other counter argument is, well, you're 5'7". It's easier for you to put on muscles because you have less bones to grow them on. I've seen 7 foot tall motherfuckers like get big in the gym. Stop. You don't. 4 years? Have you seen the picture of this man from yesterday? He doesn't even. Bro, I'm 5'7". Fuck are you looking at? Some random ass fucking dude just walked. Did you see him in the fucking window or no?
No.
I'm like, yo, fuck it. No. So, but okay. In 4 years, on my tiny ass body, I've put on more quad muscles and hamstring muscles than John Jones in his legs. And we've been fed the bullshit that he's been doing squats for 4 years. Stop lying to me. Cocaine and cheesecake, bruh. Like, I'm so pissed.
Cocaine and cheesecake.
Dude,
Wow.
he's in such bad shape. Like, yes, he can still move, but if Stipe wasn't an old fucking man, this would have been a different fight. Like, Tan Aspinall would tie him in a
Hmm.
knot and throw him like a 3-point shot out of the fucking ring at this point. Like, this is
Hmm.
stupid. But he comes out and, like, I mean, my problem is, okay, John Jones didn't make that fight. Dana White made that fight. Whatever, they made that fight. I'm just mad that you can't even give the sport enough respect to just like try a little bit. People have been shitting on. I'm trying to envision myself in the shoes of this man, and I can't because I haven't accomplished anything great yet or anything like that. But I'm trying. And people shitting on me for like the last 4 years. Oh, all you're doing is partying. All you're doing is lazy. I mean, I don't want to prove him wrong a little bit. I guess, again, the devil's advocate says that, well, he just proved everybody wrong, that he can be lazy and sloppy and still beat some ass.
Yeah.
But we're talking
Hmm.
about old people again. Stipe looked nothing like he looked against even like DC
Yeah, I
like
think
5 years
Stephen went
ago.
into more retirement after his KO to Ngannou.
Mm-hmm. Stipe
And
and Ngannou was already retarded.
how come?
Stipe was already like 40 years old, and Ngannou is a coming up fucking super monster.
Well, Stephen made some ginormous mistakes that you would never make when it comes to, because I think he had he made an ego move. Stephen made an ego move, and he paid super dearly for it. And it's a very big shame that he got knocked out so cleanly
Aggressively, yeah.
because it was so short. Like it was just an ego move. I know striking, hand striking especially. That was just an ego. I'm still the top dog. No, you're
Mm-hmm.
not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This was a shit show, and the Tyson fight was a shit show. And
But he not. Yeah.
the one
Go for
thing
it.
I want to say, if in the only person that wins is Mike Tyson, because I don't look at Mike Tyson in any way less after this. I don't say that, oh,
Yeah, he fought a 27-year-old
yeah,
at 60 and went all the distance, didn't come out grazed, and was insane for the first 2 rounds.
yeah, yeah, and if this is just a reason for him to get into crazy good shape and get paid for it, think
Oh, he
about how
was
great
so
that is.
fast.
Yeah,
He
but
was. He,
but
mhm.
I mean, I don't say this with any like I don't hate people on steroids. I see them every day. I have a completely different perspective on this, and when I have kids, I might even indulge. I don't know. Only after I have kids. I have a very open-minded perspective to all these compounds because it's not just like, oh, this crazy steroid. Bah. It's like a million things that you can go to the pharmacy in Russia right now that I can't get here that you could get that can make people jack. Which, by the way, don't do it because you need to make kids first. It's a whole big headache.
I'm not interested in
Right.
this.
But my point is like I'm all happy for it because you don't just look like that at 60 years old. There was a picture right before weigh-ins. Bro, I thought he was gonna start leaking milk out of his titties. That's how much hormones they have him on. Yo, his nipples are puffy, so puffy. I was like, yo, the chicken at this local ShopRite has less hormones. Like, this is so wild, dude. I'm here for it. This is wild, and I'm here for it.
Yo, on that note, I do want to say that. Sorry, I usually say on that note when we're concluding, and we technically are, but holy fucking shit, that was such the way. I wanted to say like the way he slapped him, like that was more like no, that was a slap. It was a decent slap, but it was good because it landed here,
Mm-hmm.
or a good, or like a punch slap is like here, with that bald guy from Netherlands who used to do this shit because it fucks your wrist up less apparently. But so he slapped him. Holy fucking shit! Holy fucking shit! Can he punch? Can he punch? Paul's head flew the fuck away. It flew the fuck away. It flew the fuck. I don't give a fuck how many
Yeah.
of these you give me, bro. Your head flew the fuck away from a full, like, I don't know if that was even a full power punch. That was just an angry goblin Mike Tyson who looked at you like, fuck you up.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike Tyson has the
That was
craziest story arc.
Yeah, it really does.
It's like I think it only maybe superseded or maybe now preceded by Schwarzenegger. Like these crazy motherfuckers Well, Schwarzenegger went from he he was a guy on a farm in Austria. Wow, wow, right? Then he went to
Uh-huh.
fucking won some bodybuilding shows, skipped the army, got kicked out of the army because he went to a bodybuilding show. He won the bodybuilding show. Then he became the world's best bodybuilder, right? Ever for like decades. Then he said, not enough. I'll become the most famous actor. And this is like a Bill Burr thing. Like Bill Burr made a whole joke about this like 10 years ago, but Bill Burr said, I'll become like, then in Arnold's voice, like the most famous actor. It doesn't matter if nobody can understand what I'm saying. He becomes the most famous actor. No matter that he can't fucking speak English, right? Then he says, fuck it, I'm gonna marry a Kennedy. Marries a Kennedy. Fuck it, I'll be the governor. Becomes the governor. And now he's back into fucking acting. Has a side kid, has like a fucking, this whole fucking crazy shit. People hate him. People love him again. Now he's like working out again. Like Schwartz like lived like 3 different careers, same as Mike Tyson.
Yeah. No, that's great. No, that's very. But with Tyson, it's a little more
Spiritual.
like Schwarzenegger applied himself by choice. A lot of Mike Tyson's shit is chaos in life, which I mean, yes, he chose. I think there's choice regardless. I guess. I mean, at least in the context of what we're saying. But it's like a wave for him. It's a hectic wave, and then later in life he chose. Closer to the I'm doing shrooms Mike Tyson, he chose.
Yeah, like this dude is on shrooms every day of the year, and then he's on all the steroids for like 4 months. I'm like, bro, this is a science experiment right now in the ring, like Ivan Drago from Rocky. You know what I mean? Just a fucking science experiment. He was literally like dead in the hospital 8 months ago. They revived him. They put him back together. They gave him more steroids.
Dude, there's so many points. There's so many points because like the way he's moving, the spinal injuries. Remember that shit he said? I broke my back.
Is broken. I broke my back. What? My back is broken.
Where?
Spinal. Spinal.
No, but no joke aside, actually, I was watching an MD. You probably know this guy. He was discussing this, and it's true because your boy has injuries. Your boy has serious injuries. I mean, your boy has, knock on wood, your boy has injuries, so he knows the seriousness of the situation. Mike's injuries, they fuck up with him how he's taking punches. Because I was gonna say that I've worked with 50. I've worked with one 52-year-old and another 40, and it's a couple 40 some, maybe one or two 40-something-year-olds, but yeah. And so I know that a 52-year-old who has not been injured that much throughout his career. So let's say he was a super champ up to his 20-something, maybe 30s. Then he took like a 15-year break, and then he became like a super champ. And then he just went in for the sport for the fun of it. Bro, when I say that this guy absolutely kills most people in the gym when he's constantly training, holy fucking shit, do I mean that? So when I say that Mike Tyson can punch really hard, it's to quote Teddy Atlas just before the fight. Power is the last thing that leaves you.
Yeah.
Power is the last thing that leaves you. It's like these guys, but the great thing about boxing is that it's a processing sport. It's a computer processing sport. With the old guys, you have an unfair advantage because they have a slower processor. They really do. This shit is aged. It's material. You can't just go in the brain and just be like fucking shit. Oh man, I wanted to talk about the pineal gland today, but fuck it. This was such a good thing that we did because next week we'll talk about. I'll rewatch this maybe, and there's a few notes that we didn't finish on.
Honestly, I'm up for the idea. Tomorrow, if you're still down to talk after classes, I'll be in my office probably doing nothing, and we can continue on this because this is kind of like this is a 3-hour conversation that has to be like cut right now.
Maybe. Mm-hmm.
Fuck! I just the mic. Oh, the power. That's why a lot of that's why the power building, the strongman sports are like the oldest age group of athletes. These motherfuckers can be 44, 46, powerful as hell, whatever. And as long as they do like injury maintenance, they can perform because there's no like quick reaction situation there. That's a whole other story. Like I just want to. Can we all say that Mitch Hooper is the greatest our big neck guy? Remember the one that was carrying the Denny stones? And he looked to the side and he was like, yeah.
Holy fuck, that guy's insane.
He Like, you gotta understand, to win one of these competitions is like some people retire after that. They're like, all right, that's like my championship belt. I'm a official World's Strongest Man first place
Right,
winner.
right.
He has won 21 this year.
Holy shit! What?
Everybody else at this point is like, he's the greatest ever. I have to catch up to him. Thor is coming back, right now this year. Thor Bjornsson, the tall dude who the mountain from the show or whatever. He's coming back this year because he used to be like the greatest for like a period of like 5-7 years. And now it's like Mitch Hooper season. And now Thor is trying to catch up to Mitch Hooper. It's fucking nuts of what's going on right now. They just did 1,145-pound deadlift, right? And our boy almost made it, right? And he's competing with Thor to break that record.
11,000 pounds?
No, 1,100, like 1,000,
Oh, Christ.
1,050 pounds.
Yeah.
So that would be like around, I think the actual deadlift record right now is 501 kilograms. And I think they're trying to break it. They're trying to do for the 505 this month.
That's
That
awesome.
record hasn't been broken in like 8 years.
Send me that when that happens, because it seems like it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen, dude. This dude is on a tear. Like, whenever he wins, he's the only guy. Half of these wins, he doesn't complete the final event because he racks up so many points by the 4th event that at the 5th event he's just like, I'm tired. I won anyway. That's how far the gap is between him and the 2nd place. You gotta look into this. It's fucking nuts.
Well, that was great. Now the day is ending on your end, and the lights are dimming down. So in that case, so thank you. This was a great conversation. I fucking love how we're like these days. We're like, I don't fucking feel like it, and then we get like amazing combos. And then I just want to say,
Thanks for the conversation, man. See, now it's my
We'll cut out the
technically, I
name.
guess we could end that if we blur. No, I don't want to. But
I was gonna laugh.
listen.
I was gonna do some video editing on this and just like, I was gonna take your head. I was gonna
Do you
take you.
realize every time you move into the cam, we have to edit you out?
No, okay. Just so you understand, we have to edit you out not because we're embarrassed, but because we're not sharing any family names or information in this podcast. Yeah.
All right, I love you, man. Thank you very much for this conversation, and this was great. I think it was so informative, and I just love how it like spanned off. I spanned from great things that I think everybody can really can come to and really like appreciate on such a higher level, and then it went into the really good nitty gritty funny stuff. So thanks again. I'll let you know about tomorrow.
Yeah, if you're free after, I'll be free. Let me know.
Давай, хорошего дня.
Взаимно. Stay safe. Bye. Bye you. I love you, and bye everyone.